I was gonna ask you why. Who's your favorite? Who's the most annoying character, and why is it Eugene? But
No, why is it?
Yeah, why is it Eugene? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something fun. This is our first video for REACTORCON. This is awesome, and we are doing something special. We are here with the collab, my first ever collab. Like I've talked to other people about getting it done, but this is the first time I'm actually filming one, which is pretty big, you know? Like, I started my channel in 2018, and it's pretty awesome to actually reach out to other YouTubers, because it's a pretty big community, and I didn't yet realize that until till Brit Smash, Nathan Rojas, and Chainsaw Reacts ended up putting together this huge, awesome idea. So, I'm grateful to be a part of it. So here we are with the collab for The Walking Dead, one of my favorite shows, and I've made that clear in the past. I am excited to get this in. Today I am doing a collab with Katia Salazar. If you guys aren't familiar with her, she is a huge Walking Dead reactor, and a lot of people in this Walking Dead universe, you know, the Walking Dead family, you guys might be familiar with her. People that watch these Walking Dead reactions, she's a big name in the community, so I wouldn't be surprised if you knew who she was. So this is honestly a really cool deal, and I'm excited to kind of expand the channel with other people. You know, this is awesome. So I'm really excited to ask these questions, to be involved in a huge conversation for the show. So remember, go check out Katia's channel, Katia Salazar. She is a big Walking Dead reactor. You know, if you are a fan of the show and check out all these reactions, you probably know who she is. That's it. So again, check out the description. You know, you got my links to all my socials, you got her links, you know, check it out. I'm glad to be making these videos. The whole idea of REACTORCON has just been phenomenal. You know, making all of these different videos for projects and for franchises that I absolutely adore. It's just been cool to just go out off schedule a little bit and bring back things that I haven't, you know, talked about in a while. Like, I don't think I've ever made a Harry Potter video. My perfect chance to do that is right now. I haven't made many videos on, say, Game of Thrones or Star Wars or Marvel right now, because there's not much going on, at least right now. So it's fun that I'm able to do specific things for those franchises. Like DC, I'm doing a collab for that, and it's this is giving me the opportunity to express myself in ways that I can't always do. So yeah, we have a lot of videos dropping, so stay tuned. This should be awesome, and let's get busy.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Katia, and this is my first ever collab ever on YouTube with it's Busy Byron, right? Byron. So, see, I get it right by the end.
Busy Braun.
Busy Braun.
You know,
Busy Braun.
LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron. Busy Braun.
Yes,
okay.
There we go.
I got
that's
it.
Going in the intro, you know that. Like, are you Busy Byron? Like, that's going in there.
No. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Katia, and we are here for my first ever collab with Paul and you mate.
The Thunder.
No way! I am here with Busy Braun. If you know him on YouTube, he does reaction videos. This is for REACTORCON. So if you guys do not know what REACTORCon is, it is something that these group of reactors did in honor for San Diego Comic-Con at home, since we are under quarantine. So we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead. We're going to think of theories, our favorite characters. We're going to be talking about comic things. So it's everything revolving around The Walking Dead universe and everything The Walking Dead. So Busy Braun. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember. We are here. He contacted me. He wanted to do this collab, and he's like, "Yo, let's talk about The Walking Dead." And I've actually been thinking about doing a collab. So finally, I have someone with the same interests and amazing things to talk with. Because we talked yesterday.
Yeah, we are setting everything up for The Walking Dead, especially because I was super excited for that. REACTORCON, that's the reason why I reached out to her. So REACTORCON is a big event that was created by Brit Smash, Chainsaw Reacts, right? And Nathan Rojas.
Chainsaw.
So they are cool reactors that came up with this phenomenal idea. This is an awesome. We were able to go over a whole bunch of things that we may not be able to talk about right now, especially because The Walking Dead's not really in season, because you know the
Corona.
Yes, yeah, that sucks.
The Rona.
The Rona. But we are here, and we're excited to actually talk about a show that we care about deeply. Look at her shelf over there. You gotta know she loves this. She got a head on her shelf.
Yeah, it's literally a limited edition. I think it's for season 2. I think no, season 4.
And we out here with matching lunch boxes.
Lunch boxes. I wish I could go. go and get it. You
Yeah.
want me to go and
No,
get
you're
it so I
good,
can
you're
show?
good.
No, okay. Because I have to literally reach on top of the shelf and I can't really reach. So
So today we're not doing anything too fancy. Well, I mean, I think it might be fancy, but we're here discussing The Walking Dead, and just gonna be talking about it. You know, what our hopes are for the finale, what our hopes are for the future of the show, because this show has grown into more than a show. Like this is, like we watch this religiously. Like when it comes out on Sunday, like we're watching it, and it's like there's no better day to air a show. You know, like they've been killing it. Season 9 and 10 have really redeemed season 8, and I absolutely love it. So yeah,
I think before that, like I know seasons 1 through 6 were like probably not even 1 through 6. I think like 3 through 6. So season 3, 4, and 5, 6 were probably the best seasons, I think. And then 8 happened and 7 kind of happened, and I feel like they lost their like
the touch,
momentum, their touch, you know. And then I think they literally lost it after Carl. They killed off Carl.
Oh man, that was.
They killed off Sasha. Who else died in season 8?
Sasha.
Dwight left.
Okay.
He plays a huge thing in the comics too.
He's in Fear the Walking Dead now, and they're trying their best to redeem that. But Morgan too. Morgan. I mean, a lot of people aren't a fan of him right now due to like how he's doing over on Fear. But I love his character. I think his character is just
his character in The Walking Dead when it was, you know, the whole war and everything. He was like going back to his, you know, clear mindset. That's when I'm like, this is the man, you know, this guy, I love him. And then they brought him to Fear, and it's like, he
would have been something else to watch, especially with the whole idea of Alpha and like what Alpha did to Sadiq, you know, what Dante did to Sadiq, and you know what happened with Jesus, especially Jesus, because Jesus was his homie, you know, like him and Jesus kind of went through some stuff together where it was like Jesus is like letting him know what he's doing is not right, man, like what you're doing is it's not okay, you know, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of good that he wasn't there, because for all we know, Morgan would have went back to his crazy self. Yeah,
and he might have made things even worse. I know. Maybe, but then at the same time, I love how he is in his clear mode. He's just like in attack mode and killing everybody and not being, you know, giving them like a second chance or anything. He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna kill you, and that's it. Yeah. And in Fear, it's like a whole other different agenda for him. I feel like the writers don't know what to do with literally any of the characters. Alicia has been sidetracked. They really haven't given John Dory a big of a thing. He's a really good character. Like, and I know we're supposed to be talking about The Walking Dead, but it's
The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead. Walking Dead franchise.
The Walking Dead, the franchise. But I feel like the writers, I'm not here to trash them, but these are complex, amazing characters before they even took over, and then they just really don't know what to do with their charismas and everything. They don't know what to do, and I think that's what happened with Morgan, that he's got in the point too, he's so annoying, you just want him dead. Like, I don't want him to die, but then at the same time, you want him to die because he's so annoying. Like, and this is not the Morgan,
yeah,
you know?
And it's like, we're not here to bash anything, obviously, because this show is literally us. Like this is built. This is what we are, you know. So I mean, we're just hoping for the best, and we're not here trying to like kill it, like kill it. Exactly. We're just giving our thoughts. So that's the bottom line.
Wearing my Whisper shirt, the one with Alpha on it. Yeah.
For the next video, I'll end up pulling out this so your fans can see the Salem witches. I got that.
The Salem.
Let people know that I like witches too. We out here. So I mean,
love witches.
I feel like that would be pretty cool. Like me starting a show about witches, and I'm like from Salem. So I mean, I feel like no one's gonna believe it.
And it's so cool because it's not like, you know, like like Harry Potter type of witches. This is a whole different type.
Oh, for real? Your screen froze.
It's like really cool.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You froze to me too.
I did. I just looked at the screen. I was like mad confused. The thunder hit your cables or something. I was like, what's going on?
This thunder needs to go. I haven't heard it in a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't come back again.
Yeah, it's taking a break.
And ruins everything.
5-minute break. Alright, sip of water and then we can get back to it. So, how do you feel about Princess?
Oh my god. So, obviously I've been reading the comics. Not like in order. Like I haven't had all my issues in order. But when I read her, I was like, dude, this is literally me as if I was a Walking Dead character. She's just so energetic and crazy. She doesn't really care. like, well, she does care, but it's in a way like she wants to be with friends because she's been lonely for a
I
while.
know,
And
yeah.
I relate to that because I really don't have friends, like literally in real life friends. And I only talk to like about 3 or 4 people. So sometimes like I feel like Princess, I'm going insane, not talking to anyone,
And I feel like
you
a lot
know.
of people
So
are feeling that too, due to the whole Corona thing.
the
Like a lot of
corona,
people are stuck inside.
exactly.
Well, the people that are respecting the boundaries and stuff, they're
The
over here and
boundaries
they're,
and actually
yeah,
caring about everyone else's, not going to restaurants and
yeah.
everything like that.
They're
So
just
like
trying their best to not only keep themselves safe, but actually others too. So I mean,
others.
those people are actually stuck in not being able to associate themselves with other people. And I know exactly what you're saying too, because I mean, like us being reactors, we're over here trying to make sure we're dropping some content for people. And
Mhm.
like I don't know if a lot of people understand, but I mean, yeah, of course we're just watching TV, and I know that it can be dumbed down to basically just watch TV, but the editing
Yeah.
and some of that stuff, it's a grind, you know. It takes some time.
Takes
So
time, it takes energy, it takes your sleep. It's just it's worth it for us, in a way. And I'm grateful for it. I'm really grateful that I actually have something to do, because if I really wasn't doing reaction videos, I don't know, I might have lost my mind. Like
I
literally
feel that.
really gone full on princess, like actually be talking to the wall
Setting
and
up
actually started
mannequins, yes.
setting up mannequins and stuff,
Yeah, see, this
setting up my
keeps me
Funko
busy.
Pops.
Yeah, like I'm over here, and I used to be able to play video games by myself, and I can still do that. But I mean, like the amount of time I put into reacting, I couldn't spend that amount of time of just like playing video games. I don't
Video
think.
games,
Like
exactly.
sometimes I'll be in here like 8 p.m. till 9 in the morning, like just dropping straight like videos and recording and
Videos.
trying to make sure that I got enough content so people are kind of satisfied, you know. And it's like that's kind of a lot, especially just sitting in one place. And I understand that it may not seem like work, but sometimes it is, you know. And
It is.
yeah, and it's like that's what I love, because The Walking Dead, for an example, is one of those shows where I actually enjoy like editing every single moment of it. And then there's some of those shows where it's like I try to react to them, and I like it, and since it has a fan base, I'm gonna keep doing it. But sometimes I get so sidetracked. I'm like, you know what, like I'll just look at like a spot on the wall, and I just forget what I'm doing, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. It's like knowing that like I'm gonna end up maybe on Skybound, or knowing that like Skybound is one of those like like companies that I absolutely adore, because you know
Oh yeah.
they found me, and then a whole bunch of other reactors, and they just put them in those comps. And it's like knowing that I'm gonna be in that at the end of the week. I don't know why, but it just kind of gets me a little motivated.
Gives you the hope. So like knowing that your video will be seen not just by your viewers, but
Exactly.
from an
Yeah.
extended amount of
Yeah.
viewers from the Walking Dead
It's
fandom,
like you're
like
feeling like you're literally being endorsed by The Walking Dead, and
by
it's
the
like,
Walking Dead.
yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like it may not seem like a big deal to some others, but knowing that a channel that has over 100,000 subscribers is like noticing you, it's kind of a big deal, and I feel that, you know, and it's pretty cool.
It's like the best feeling, especially when the first time I ever got featured on Skybound. This was 3 4 years ago, 2017. What's 2017? 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I lost my count. For San Diego Comic Con, which is like kind of the anniversary at the moment right now for, the ReactorCon going on with San Diego Comic Con at home and everything. So like when I first saw myself on that, I'm like, whoa, this is really like
You saw yourself on what?
amazing. On Skybound, they
Oh,
featured me like legit the first time I did a reaction for The Walking Dead and Fear the They featured me on both. It wasn't really a lot
I thought
because
you
this
meant
is
like
like,
on San Diego Comic
oh
Con, like
no,
at
I
like
wish
on
I
the
can go to
screen.
San
There, I was like,
Diego.
yo, that's awesome, bro.
I wish I can go.
I remember getting so
But
gassed. I literally made a thank you video. Like I was like, "Yo, good
for
looks for
Skybound,
Skybound." Yeah, I was like, I was so gassed. I was like, "Good looks for Skybound." I was featured in a video with Married to the Real and Blind Wave. I just got so excited because I mean, those are like two reactors that I found on my own time. Like Blind Wave, they're over here like changing the reaction game. Like they sit there like they're professionals. They take notes. They're literally
oh
yeah,
yeah,
they're crazy. So it's like I absolutely love that. And so being in a video with some of these big names made me feel I got gassed. I was like, yo, I'm
like
going
you were like,
somewhere.
whoa,
Yeah, exactly. And I started like here, like I got a decent setup. I mean, with the Funkos and all that stuff. But before I was filming in my bed and I looked mad lazy. So it's like, for some reason, they still put those videos. Like, there was a moment where I was, like, filming upstairs, and literally I had my chair kicked back, and I'd literally be, every video I'd be laying down like that, and I just look like a lazy bum, bro. And it's like somehow they still featured me in the videos. And I was like, yo, that's a W. I'm over here just looking mad lazy, but still they noticing me, so I'm all set. But yeah.
And now it's like, and now you know that, like you said, like, once you get the views, once you feel like, okay, I really have this going on really good, this is something I'm really gonna put my time and effort in, you just like literally like not really snap, but you start like decorating, making your stuff look, this is my Flash Funko Pop, I'm gonna start having like stuff about it, so people be like, oh, he, aside from Walking Dead, he watches Superman.
Somebody actually did that the other day. Like, somebody saw me, I forget what it was. It was a while ago, actually. I think I was watching The Walking Dead or something, but they're like, oh, I just realized you watched The Flash too. Oh, automatic sub. And I'm like, okay, good looks. So I gotta gas this out and make sure that there's a little bit of every franchise down there, so people know I'm not playing. Yeah, because I react to a lot, so it's crazy. But yeah,
me too. Aside from The Walking Dead, I do Crisis, like the
big crossovers.
The big crossovers. I forgot the word. And I do like obviously I'm doing Motherland, I'm doing Love, Simon, but they don't have Funko Pops. So like what I have the most is like Walking Dead and horror. Like every horror movie, I have like a Scream Funko Pop. I have like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Leatherface, like, and you can't really see it. So like that's the thing that I really want to like show off, because even though you can't really see, you know there's stuff here you can see. So
is that White Canary over there? I wasn't sure if that was
I actually like did a whole like girl little thing for it. So it's like Supergirl, Captain Marvel, Winona Earp, The Runaways, White Canary, Lexa, and Wonder Woman.
Awesome.
Like those are my favorite women characters, so I have them there.
So back to the show. So
what
do you? I totally got sidetracked as well. So
we get sidetracked. It's okay.
It's all right. We're here to have fun. So we are here with Princess, and the first people in our group that she interacted with so far has been Yumiko, Eugene, and King, right? So Ezekiel.
The King,
doesn't look like
Ezekiel.
He's going with the King anymore. I don't know if that's gonna be a name. That, he doesn't seem to like that name anymore. And but we're over here, and I'm looking forward to it, because I mean, of course, the King and Princess seem to. I mean, the names, I mean, they kind of work. But Eugene and Princess, they both have, right away, it seemed like they made a connection. Because Eugene and Eugene and Princess are both kind of like outcasts in a way. Like, they're both different. And it's obviously nothing to be ashamed of, because they, like, of course, Eugene brings a value to the group that most other characters might not. Like, this dude got brains, and I mean, sometimes it's a little overwhelming when he's talking about it. Like, I was gonna ask you who's your favorite? Who's the most annoying character, and why is it Eugene? But
why is it?
Why is it Eugene? But it's like that is kind of a given, and like we already know that's the case.
Yeah,
we love Eugene. That. You can be annoying, and still lovable. Like, I mean, that's cool. I mean. Like, this dude got brains, and that's all that matters. And I'm waiting for him to meet that love interest that we've been like, that's something I'm waiting for. Like, I feel like this dude needs to win. Ever since he kicked it back in the library when he was being a pervert, watching Abraham and Rosita, like, that made me so uncomfortable. I was like,
ever since then, I'm like, no.
Like, I don't know how I feel about you, my guy. And it's like him actually having these genuine feelings for a girl he's never seen. It's just like the personality that got to him. Like, it's giving me hope, you know? I'm looking forward to it. Like, he even pushed Rosita aside when Rosita was like, oh, kiss me. He was like, I kind of feel for her. And like Rosita and Eugene having that, like kind of that nice moment, like that friendship moment. I really felt that, and I really enjoyed that. It was one of my favorite things of that episode. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to
I actually was cringed at the fact of it. I don't know, like...
I feel that.
I was cringe, and then, you know, how he's like, no, I'm not going to kiss you because I like her.
It definitely was a different vibe from what
it was a different vibe from what we've seen him over. Like, he's always, like, loved Rosita, you know. He's always, like...
She cursed his ass out a while ago. She was like, me and you will never be a thing. Like, and I'm like, in front of the baby? I'm pretty sure the baby was there. Or was Coco I can't remember. I know it was,
I think Coco was in that present in some type of way.
Wow. So it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, back to some of these other questions. Who is your favorite character?
On the show, or like in the entirety
And,
of The Walking Dead.
well, we'll do both. So right now, in the entirety of The Walking Dead, let's try that.
Of the entirety of The Walking Dead, I'd say Michonne.
Michonne?
She's my favorite character,
She's
Michonne.
She deserves the throne.
The moment she showed up on my screen, I'm like, I love this woman.
Yeah.
I love her. And actually, when I started watching The Walking Dead, like actually watching it, it was for season 3. So I actually got to experience her first moments as same as me watching her live. So like season 1 and 2, I watched it on Netflix. I binged it, and then I waited until October came, and that's when I really that's why I connected so much, because she was like literally like the character that I fell in love with firsthand and the live.
She
like
watched
on
you
live.
grow up. She watched you grow up. Yeah.
Exactly. I watched her grow up into this amazing character that, she was always this, lonely person that really was always out for her own self. And now look at her. She has a family with Rick. She has children. She cares about her community. She's a leader. Well, she was a leader. And now, she's on her own journey.
I cannot wait to see her in the Rick movies. That's going to be killer.
Me either.
I hope they release them on AMC, because, I would love to react to
That's what they're doing. They're actually doing that now.
They were talking about releasing them on Universal, but I wasn't sure if that got canceled or what the case was.
It did get canceled. From what I saw and from the Walking Dead account, it did get canceled, so they're doing it in AMC premiere or something like that. And I'm here like, this is going to be a big thing for us reactors, because everyone was going to go to the theaters and watch it. Like, you can't do a live reaction in the theaters, because that's illegal.
Hold out the phone and just cool it over there. It won't really work.
So you'd had to wait 6 months for you to actually get the DVD or VHS.
Well,
if
it was on Universal, yeah. If it was like you said,
VCR.
Does anybody react like that? Like, that's like the coolest way. Like
that would be something cool.
Like
I actually have a VCR.
Yeah, I think mine's in storage collecting dust or something. I can't even remember the last thing I bought on it. It was like I don't know. I don't know. It was probably something ridiculous. Like,
I actually do thrift shopping, and I buy VHSs. The last thing I think I bought was Blair Witch Project, the 1990 movie. Yeah, the Blair Witch Project. So but yeah, they did get canceled. The movies are not going to be released in theaters, from what I heard. I don't know if maybe in a later date they might redo it again, but at the moment, once the movies are filmed and everything, they will be going to AMC.
Yeah. So they most likely won't be dropping out of theater if it's just going straight to. So another thing. We talked about your favorite character in the. You said the entirety. So, what would your other favorite character be?
For right now, I feel like Yumiko.
Oh yeah, I hear a lot of people praising her. Like, she's brought a big presence to 10B. She's kind of killing it.
She's a big presence. Like, when we saw her, like, for the episode 15, the last episode we see her take that leadership role from under Ezekiel. Like, this is Ezekiel. This man, he's known for the king. He's the king. And she just sweeps under his rug and takes it away from him, and she's like, she takes control. She didn't do it in
a bad way. She did it
in a bad way,
in a gentle way. Like, she's cool about it,
She noticed that he was unfocused on what the mission is, on what the dangers of people are, and she's like, I'm not gonna let Ezekiel take this toll. What if we die? And she's sabotaging us or something. So she got the sense, and that's what I love about her, because she can sense something's wrong, and she'll take over, no matter if this so-and-so will get mad over it, but it's in good intentions and the reason why she did it. So she still reminds me a little bit like a Michonne, a little bit, I don't know, in a way, but in her own different way. So Yumiko's Yumiko right now is literally my favorite character. So
for me, it'd probably be I love Connie, and that's mostly because of her the kindness she has in her heart, and just the idea of her being one of the first deaf women in the Walking Dead universe. I think it's phenomenal, because growing up, I had a deaf family member, and then my mom's involved with elderly, so she worked at this home of the deaf, so people were there, and so at a young age I learned sign language. I don't know much of it anymore. But growing up, I would go around meeting all these wonderful people who just couldn't here, but they were just
here, like us.
Doesn't take away from the the wonderful person they can still end up being. Obviously, that doesn't do anything. So it's like seeing them give like Lauren Ridloff like the opportunity to play a deaf character. It just honestly melted me. I absolutely loved it when we were introduced to her, and knowing that she's going to be in the MCU, which obviously is for another topic. But knowing that's gonna happen, it's just I am looking out for her career. I feel like she's going to kill it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's one thing that I love.
And for you, for that's for like at the moment your favorite character, or is that like your overall?
Well, no, at the moment, but
for your overall, what's your favorite?
Oh man, that's hard. I mean, I like Rick, but I mean, there was moments where I feel like I just couldn't really agree with him. Michonne, I want to say her, but I mean, I kind of want to be a little unique and pick someone else. Like,
I mean, if you like her,
yeah, if I like her, I like her. That's the bottom line. But I mean, I do like Michonne because I mean, she cares about her friends, her family now.
Yes.
With everything in her, like with every last pump of blood, that's going to her family, like. And knowing that, like, there's moments where even when her family's acting out, she is willing to do what needs to be. Like, I remember that episode where, I think it was season 4 or 5, where Rick, they just got to Alexandria, and Rick, like, snapped. He was literally nuts. Like, held the gun to, I forget their names. He was holding it to the other family's father. And
wasn't it Spencer? No, not Spencer.
No, Spencer was the
Aiden?
son. No, not Aiden. No. I don't know his name. Frank, man. I don't freaking know his name.
It was the doctor. It was a doctor.
I think so.
The husband of
the girl he was
lady
interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, that girl.
Yeah. So it's like then when he was freaking out and he was like, "Oh, how about this?" and he has the gun pointed, and then Michonne comes out and just knocks him upside the head. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? She like straight up knocked him out.
She straight up knocked the hell out of him.
Letting him know that is not okay. Like, this dude is literally acting out, and it's just not like I don't know. She's just willing to like she will put you in your place if you're not behaving.
Exactly.
That's just how you sum it up. That's how.
And I feel like that's why people really don't like her in a way, because she's so real about it. And I guess people really don't like how real she is.
And it's like sometimes she doesn't show the emotion that some people might like. We're seeing it a little more. Like when she talked to Rick Jr. and when she was what's his name? That's his name, right? RJ.
RJ, yeah, RJ.
Rick Jr. I don't know what you're calling
Rick Jr.
Him. Yeah, like people were talking to like when he's talking to her kids. She literally like you can see her face light up. She's like very gentle, and that's like the type of Michonne we like to see. But when it comes to getting down and being a leader, she's stern. She's in charge, and I absolutely love having those little moments. And I do. I mean, sometimes she doesn't show the emotions, but not everyone's gonna do that.
Everyone shows their emotion in different ways, and it's like she knows when to reserve her gentle side to who she wants to show it to, and her hard side to who she needs to show it to.
Yeah.
And that's what the moment when you're, how you were saying how she put Rick in his place, my bad. And I was just like, right when you were talking about, I was like, I feel like she had to really step up because I feel like she was thinking of Carl and Judith. Like, she's like, we finally have this sanctuary. We finally have some type of normality, some type of normality to get these children to actually have an actual normal life in this apocalypse. So I'm...
Oops. Technical difficulties.
I'm not going to let this dumbass...
What?
It cut off. Like, I was like, "What's going on?"
Alright, we're gonna try that again.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Like, you cut, and then all of a sudden it went silent. Then all of a sudden you said something about a dumbass, and then it cut again. And I'm like, what? Just mad funny.
So, thank you, Sky, for ruining my little speech. But
she went off too.
I was going, sorry, not really going off. I was like literally preaching. Wait, what was that?
Is that Baby Yoda in the back?
Yeah, I have a little Baby Yoda, the actual Funko Pop.
I just had one come in today. It's upstairs. Oh my god, I wish I had it, but I don't.
You want to go get him?
I do want to go get him, actually. That's awesome. Oh, the bobblehead and everything. That's freaking awesome.
And actually, I think Amazon did an error, and they sent me 2 of him.
Oh, for real?
So I have him out of his box, and the other one's in his
Yeah, I
box. So
always
like,
keep mine in the box. I just love it.
I
That's
keep
awesome.
everything in my boxes. So like, I know they're open and everything, but I still like to have the boxes just in case, you know.
Yeah, my goal is to get life size Baby
Oh
Yoda. I'm just have him
yes.
chilling right here with my reactions and just give him some popcorn occasionally, let him feed.
Oh my god.
That's pretty awesome. Alright, so back to it. Are you looking forward to the world beyond?
Yes, but I'm actually like, I'm not trying to be dumb or anything, but I have no idea what the hell's gonna go on. Like I'm like out, like I don't know what the hell is
It's
this
based
about.
off
Like
of,
I'm
yeah.
kind of you know, like what is this going on?
Yeah,
Like
what's the point
I
of it,
saw
you
the
know?
trailer.
Honestly, I
Exactly.
think it's leading on to the Rick movies. I mean, they
Mhm.
made it really clear that the people that took Rick are involved.
CRM.
Like, yeah, CRM,
Mhm.
okay? So that the three circles or whatever they were
The
calling them
three circles.
they were calling them the three circles, I think, for the longest time. I forgot what they were calling them. But like that was popping up on the trailer a lot. Like if you, it's like the
Mhm.
same symbol. And it's like I'm looking forward to, because I mean, like they said, it's a limited series, so it's only supposed to be two seasons. So they got the
Mhm.
story already out of the way, so that's something to look forward to. Like they're not gonna come up with it as the show progresses, and I mean,
Mhm.
it kind of shows us that we already have like an arc. Like we already like they already know what it's leading to. So I mean,
And it's set in stone, and it's like no more changes, and that's it. Like
and I'm pretty sure I can't remember. This is like when is this based? This is right after the apocalypse started, or I can't remember. I remember they went over it, but for some reason I can't remember
for World
exactly.
Beyond,
World Beyond, yeah. Is it like right
I
after, or is it during it?
I think it's like during it. You know how like in Fear they show like during
Yeah.
the fall of the of that. I feel like that's like probably like what the first episode might be about, like the fall of society. Like you actually see the bombs in the city, not like in Fear where they saw just in a very distant way where the bombs were being dropped in the city. I feel
Yeah.
like they might even experience it, like probably bodies flying around or something. I hope it's like that. Like I want to see that type of scenery because
Yeah.
we don't really get a lot of, you know, before and after, you know, the fall of the
Moments.
civilization, you
Yeah.
know.
And
So that would
that
be
would be
really
really cool. I
cool.
do like that. Yeah. I feel like we should get more of that in The Walking Dead. Like learning more about each. Like we have so many characters. You're seeing like what they
Mhm.
were like beforehand. Like I would have loved to see
Exactly.
some Negan flashbacks. Like they discussed some
Mhm.
stuff, but I don't know if they actually showed flashbacks of him and his wife, or him
They
just, you
don't,
know.
but I know there's a comic. I think it's called Here's Negan
Yeah.
in the Skybound. I've been actually trying to buy it. Like it's literally his entire backstory, like him and his wife in her deathbed. Like it's
Oh,
comic canon, you
Negan.
know.
Yeah.
So it's like some people are like, we want to see that, but I'm like, I don't want it to take away from more of the story, you know, for The Walking Dead. Maybe why don't they do like a limited series for Negan or something? Like I know Negan's not my favorite character, but
Oh,
I would
really?
love,
I mean, I
not
feel that. I
really.
know he killed Glenn, and for
No,
some
it's
people,
not like that. I don't know. It's just I don't know. He just doesn't sit right. I like him, you know, like he does his stupidity. I'm not saying like I hate him, like I want him to, you know, rot in hell. It's just like there's some moments that I
there's
actually
people like
enjoy because
that.
he's really stupid and hilarious. So like I just wish he wouldn't have, if they want to do like a backstory of Negan, do it as a limited series. Don't take it away from The Walking Dead show wise, because we're losing an episode for him, you know, and if they do that, okay, I'm fine with it, but it'll probably be his exit because he
Oh
does
yeah,
leave in the comics.
yeah.
So they might do that. I don't know how they
But I
might do
love
that.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I need him to stick
I love
around.
him too.
One thing
And
I'm anxious about is how Negan and Maggie are going to,
that's what I'm waiting for.
Now that Negan's out of the cage. I don't know if Daryl's gonna try to be sympathetic and be like, "Look, man," because they kind of talk and they kind of
Hmm.
soften up, not totally, but to the point where it's
Totally.
like
Yeah. That's how
they're
I
kind
am
of
with
there.
him too.
Yeah, it's like you can't like I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite character," and then I watch season 7, episode 1. I'm like, "Oh shit."
And you're like, never mind. But then at the same time, you think about it and you're like, Rick kind of caused this whole shebackle
Yeah.
with Negan. You know, he should have never done the killings at the post either. So it's like, you know, karma got everyone back, and I'm not saying they deserve to die either, but it's like this was, you guys all agree with what Rick did, and this is how it happened. I hate it.
It's like I don't know why
What
he didn't
happened?
kill Rick. Like obviously I wouldn't have wanted him to kill Rick, but the idea of like killing the leader kind of
would
like
have
what.
been like set in stone, and probably think what might have been differently. Like these are like, I feel like Walking Dead should have its own like what if, like, you know, because of the whole Michonne
Kind of like what they,
episode, you
yeah, I was
know,
about to say that, kind of with the whole Michonne thing, like how she didn't save Andrea and how she ended up going.
being a
Yeah,
savior.
that was literally the highlight of the episode.
That
Seeing Rick
episode was just
kneeling over
iconic.
her, like, just, I was like, oh no. Like, you guys can see both of our reactions, obviously. Like, we
Exactly.
have both
On
of
the
those up. So even
and on
Skybound probably
Skybound.
got them because Skybound's goated. I love Skybound, so they got all the highlights up there. But still, I mean, that was honestly one of the greatest. Like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Michonne's episode over Rick's? Like, what do you think?
I feel like Michonne's was, they're not really even the same, because Rick's was a sacrifice. He died in a sense of a way. His entire thing was his journey from the beginning, and that's the same with Michonne. But I feel like his was like more heartfelt because you really thought he was gonna
Oh my
die.
god, I didn't start reacting until like 4 episodes after that. I was so upset with myself because I saw Skybound's video had like 4 million views, and I was like, bro, I could have been in like sometimes I'm not always in like all their videos, but like just knowing that I could have had my reaction just in the archives, even on my channel, would have been
Yeah.
great. Because I mean, like I remember watching that. I made reviews at the time, so I was only doing reviews, but I was like, I was like just being home watching it live. I was like broken. And then seeing him like laying down on the beach, I was like, "Oh, let's go!" Like,
He's
let's
back.
go.
Like that. I can say I was very heartfelt with Michonne's departure, but it's like she wasn't really in a type of danger. She didn't lose an arm. She wasn't bleeding out, so it wasn't like that. It wasn't emotional detachment. But I feel like with Rick, it was like you didn't know if he was gonna die or not. You know, like, because they were so secretive about it. So I feel like Rick's was better because I was very emotional and very heartfelt, and we saw Scott come back as Herschel. Sasha,
Yeah,
she
and
came
he
back,
came
and
back like literally right before. I mean, I was so sad to see that.
Shane.
Yeah, Herschel. I mean, the actor ended up passing. That was very upsetting. I mean,
That
like,
was very
it
upsetting.
happened like a week or two after they released the episode, right?
No, he passed away 2 weeks before the episode.
Before the episode. Oh, man,
Because
so that's
I went
terrible.
to Walker Stalker Con, and I was actually going to meet him. I was planning on meeting him when I went, because this was my first time going there, and they had, well, he died, and so when we went to Walker Stalker Con, they had like this beautiful like mural, not a mural, but it was his sign.
Like a
So we all
memorial
like
type
signed,
thing, yeah.
like a little memorial thing. So there was like flowers. I signed my name on the banner and everything too. So like, it was really beautiful. But it was like, wow. And then the next week after that, that's when they showed the episode of Rick leaving.
That's upsetting, yeah. So yeah. So back to the whole Michonne thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You want me to
Michonne
say
leaving-
what I was doing, everything? Because I remember I was talking, and Skype really
Oh,
like
yeah.
interrupted me.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot what I was saying. But about the Michonne thing, though, she, in the moment when you said that she put Rick in his place, and no one, I feel like no one could have done that. Like Daryl couldn't have done that. Carol couldn't do it. Anyone couldn't do it. And Glenn, and I feel like she had to do that. And I feel she was like, I'm not gonna risk Rick making us get kicked out by this community, this normalization of society, because of his stupidity. Like, I feel like she was thinking of Carl and Judith at the time when she was doing everything. She's like, I'm not gonna let these kids like lose this normality of society. I don't want them to grow up in the woods or whatever, how they were living before that. And I feel like that's what made me like not hate her, but I was like, well, girl, why are you punching Rick? But then at the same time, it's like, now you go back and see these episodes 20 more times, you're like, she was probably thinking of Carl and Judith. She wanted to give them something, and she didn't want Rick to ruin it. And that's why I'm like,
Rick was in such
she
a
punches
bad
dumbass.
place. Yeah, he was in the point where he could have ended up shooting the wrong person, and that wouldn't have that would have definitely made it to the point where they wouldn't have been welcomed in that community. And knowing Rick, he probably would have been willing to take over it for himself,
And he actually said something. He's like, we're gonna take over this community over from these people.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, what mindset are you on? Like, think of your children. And I think that's why Michonne, that's when I feel like Michonne really connected, like had that mother son type of connection, that she always had. you know, because with him since the beginning, and I feel like she was like, I'm not gonna let this kid and this girl have, you know, some type of thing lost because of their dumbass dad, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know, like
totally
let's
get
give
that.
this lesson, even though no one with me. And I feel like that's when people really started like disagreeing a lot with Michonne. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, I get
they
that.
didn't like the fact that Michonne could have been a leader or something. I don't know, but I mean, she ended up being a leader in the end, so
Yeah, definitely.
people lost. So
So, another thing. Do you think Daryl and Connie will end up together?
oh God, okay, you put me on the spot. I feel like they might. I,
Oh,
I I'm not here to piss off the carolers or anything. I feel like
yeah.
they might. They're like doing like a super slow burn,
They are.
or
They
they.
really are, but
I
I'm
don't
loving it.
know. I'm living for it because she's bringing out the Daryl. Like I said, like with Michonne and Rick. Rick got out that soft side of Michonne, you know, like the playful side of Michonne.
Yeah.
Like that episode when they first kissed, you know, it was a whole episode and how they were like so playful with each other and everything. And I feel like that's how Connie is with Daryl.
Daryl, yeah.
She's like making him smile. He's learning sign language for her to communicate with her, which he doesn't really do with anyone else. He does communicate, but this is like he's doing the extra mile for
Yeah,
her,
and
you
and I
know.
like that because honestly, if Daryl and Carol do end up together, I would like it to be like a
Mhm.
last minute thing, if anything. Like I don't really want it to
Mhm.
happen, but if it does, I'd want it to be like a end of the series type thing, you know, to the point
Yeah.
where he
Mhm.
maybe even I don't know if like they end up spending I don't know some cheesy stuff like he proposes to her. Like I'm not rooting for it, but I mean
Yeah, I mean,
I just want it to be at the end of the season if they do it because I mean
mhm.
like Daryl and Carol. I mean I feel like this is a great show because I mean it shows that like the like a man and a woman can actually be really close without having
Be
to you
mhm.
know be together because I mean like Daryl is just like that guy like he wasn't able to be around really anybody like at first in the beginning of the
Mhm.
season he was just with the group to survive you know like and he ended up becoming so close with them and Carol ended up becoming like family to the point where it's
Mhm.
like they're homies. Like I just I wouldn't want them to like really ruin that. Like he looks out for her.
Mhm.
He was kind of a little fed up with some of the decisions she was making this season, which I understand because
Mhm.
she was legit kind of she was being a dumbass. And I mean obviously she lost a son, so I do not blame her. But I mean he was
Mhm.
like he stood by her between like all this crazy stuff
The crazy
and
stuff, yeah.
it just shows that like he's just a hell of a friend and nothing else like just a great person like I just wanted to say it
A
like that.
brother and sister
Mm.
relationship, basically.
And
And if they're doing that with Connie too, I wouldn't have mind because, like you said, it's rare to see a guy and a girl have some type of friendship without it being like, you
yeah,
know, romantic or anything. I don't mind it either. I wish I'm rooting more for Connie than Carol,
yeah, me too. That's I would honestly
but
like Daryl and Connie to end up together because I mean, right when Daryl met her, I mean, Dog loves her. Like we seen
exactly.
Dog like he's like, oh, can you watch my dog? And she was like, yeah, I got you. And Dog literally loves her. Um, Daryl like is literally like carrying around the ASL book. And it's
For her,
yeah, and
and
it's like he wouldn't do that for anybody, especially somebody he's just kind of met, like you know, and
mhm.
he doesn't go heart to heart with anybody. So like just seeing this is just kind of a big deal. I feel. Yeah.
And it took him more longer to open up with Carol. Remember when Sophia went missing?
Yeah, he was.
It's this
Yeah.
was season 2. It took him a couple episodes to even open up, and he really didn't open up. All he did was give her a flower in a bottle, but still showed that
But
okay, this guy
That's
is
Daryl's version of a hug
there's
and throwing a party, man. That's like.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like you can compare it, and it's like he opened up quickly to Connie immediately. The second day they probably met, and with Kara, it took him a couple days, months, even to like get this connection between each other.
Yeah, I feel that. But well, I guess we'll see because I mean, they're talking about how this show
Who
might go
knows?
on for a while. Like, did you hear?
And
Like,
I hope it
they
does.
dropped like this, like apparently I can't remember if it was like the president of AMC or something, but they were talking about
Mm-hmm.
how they expect the show to go on for years and years to come, and that they have plenty more to tell. And they're even talking about even going to original stories for the AMC show,
Ooh.
which would be honestly great because I mean, I don't care how if it even gets bad. I mean, I don't know. I absolutely love this show. I will
I won't
always watch it.
stop.
I will always watch this show.
Same.
I can be in my deathbed when I'm 90. I will still watch this show. Like
I'll
this
be.
show is phenomenal. I'll be underground with like my iPhone connected to like an unlimited battery, and I'll be all set. The who is the man in the mask? Okay, let's jump to that real quick. In the in that little
Oh,
peek, the sneak peek. We're going to the sneak peek.
so with Aaron and
Alden, yeah.
Alden. Oh God, I never actually thought about that. I remember the
Oh,
mask.
this is great.
So like I never actually thought it. So this is gonna be my thought process. To be honest, I feel like it's a new character.
Yeah.
It's a new character, and it can be some of the Commonwealth people. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what it's giving me. I don't think it's like some people are like, oh, it's Morgan. And I'm like,
That's what people are saying, but I mean, especially after seeing the, you know what happens in Fear, like at the end.
he's dead. Well,
Well,
quote unquote
he's
dead.
not,
He's
like,
shot.
I'm hoping he's not dead. If he dies, bro, I'm gonna really be upset. But yeah, like some stuff went down. He's hurt, and of course, Fear is based like years. It's like about 5 years before where we are right now in the Walking
Where
Dead.
we are, yeah.
So it's like who knows like what they can do. But a lot of people have so many different theories, and it's just I am really hoping for some crazy stuff. Like, you know, like the show has just pulled off some awesome things, and
Really good ones.
I'm hoping it's someone we're familiar with. Like I don't know who is his name, with the guy with the trailer, the RV. I don't know why I'm choking on his name.
Heath.
Heath. Like, I don't know if
right?
Heath. Yeah, I don't know if Heath was trained by the League of Assassins or some crazy stuff. But I don't know if they're gonna I don't know. I just want it to be somebody we're familiar with. I don't care if it means that all of a sudden they went through some crazy training. I would have loved. I just want it to be someone we're familiar with. I mean, it has been 5 years.
It has been 5 years. What if it's also Maggie's like right hand person? Like, this is someone Maggie met, you know, and taking place of Dante too. Like, what if this is actually Maggie's like people, and well, not really, because then why would she do that to Jesus? She knew Jesus. I only would understand Alden because she also knew Alden, so it's like it can't really be Maggie because she wouldn't pull a gun on her own people.
Well, these people, the man in the mask was nice. He was helping Alden and
that's true.
them. He wasn't like threatening them. So I mean,
so I feel like it can be someone like Maggie's right hand person, Maggie's friend, Maggie's significant other. We don't. It can be. Like, so that's what I'm thinking. Someone like that.
I'm anxious to find out because I mean, like,
me
when,
too.
when it's someone under the mask, you really end up hoping it's someone important, like someone that you kind of like feel for, you know. But like who knows? I mean, I don't even know if we're gonna end up finding out in the next episode, because it literally happened. It's the finale. So it's like I don't know if they're gonna end up going over it and making us wait for it, or maybe even in the post-credit scene it'll be him taking off or her taking off the mask, and us finding out that it's like a big character. Like I don't know. It'd just be really really fun to figure it out, and I guess we're gonna have to wait, which sucks.
And if it's not a big character like you said, Heath, that's someone we've known and had this mystery about, they might just bring a big comic book character into this, like how they did with Dante. Like, he was a big character in The Walking Dead, and so, you know, maybe they might do that again, or who knows, because you never know with Angela now, because look at what they've done these past 2 seasons. And they've done a lot of twists.
I will not question anything they do. You know, if it's someone that I'm not really excited for, I'll give it time, because like we said, like, they are doing a phenomenal job, and I am glad
they really are.
Community, so I mean, I asked a lot of questions, so it looks like we're gonna be freeballing the rest of this.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about?
I had a question about the whole Negan and Alpha thing, like
gross.
Oh, not that the ending scene. You know how he killed her, and it's like it's always been on my mind. Did he actually like
think of her as his wife?
Genuinely liked her? No, liked her. Like, because remember, he did tell Lydia that he liked her mother.
I feel
like he in a sick, twisted mindset he had in that moment. I feel like it was like his survival instincts kicked in, and that's why he fell for her. I guess.
I think he thinks of her more of like I think I heard a lot of fan theories that like he was thinking of her as his wife, and I'm pretty sure his wife didn't have a lot of hair when she died, and like some crazy stuff that like when she died, it just brought memories, like he had to hold her just like he had to watch his wife die, and it's the fact that Alpha she wasn't a crazy woman before the apocalypse. I'm pretty sure she was just a woman.
She was. No, she
killed her. I mean,
she killed her husband.
She killed her husband, but her husband was like kind of he wasn't bad, but I mean, he was just panicking, if I remember straight. He was just like...
He was basically Carol back in season 1,
Yeah.
because you know how fragile she was. He was just fragile in the whole situation.
Yeah, and it's
maybe
like,
he could have been Carol if he didn't die, you know?
I think the way
who knows?
I think the way Negan saw her is as just being this strong woman who kind of became something that she thought she had to become. And that's kind of like what Negan did. Like, Negan was just a strong man who kind of still getting over his wife's death, like literally named a bat after his wife. And it's like the fact that he felt as though he needed to kill. He needed to do all that stuff to survive. So him bashing in Glenn's head, I mean, at the time he like didn't have any remorse, it seemed, but I mean, I feel as though he thought he needed to get it done.
Now he does.
Yeah, and it's like him feeling as though he needed to do it, you know? It's like I think he may have seen some of him in Alpha. And I don't know what the case was, but I genuinely think that he had some feelings.
He really,
yeah.
He probably was. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And maybe in the way he was, like you said, he was holding her. It was probably in his own way of having closure with his Lucille, you know. So maybe that's why you said there was some type of connection and you know, some sense of like an adore for her in a way, in a sick way for us, because it's weird. Yeah. So like,
but yeah, definitely when I found out that they were like hooking up, I was just really uncomfortable.
I died. I really had to close my eyes.
Like,
I really couldn't do with that.
This girl hasn't taken a shower in Lord knows how long. Like,
in years.
Bro, like I don't know if it's still anything like as crispy or what, but like she was just really crazy about it. Like she literally was like, "Oh, it's my time to reward you," and it was just all in.
Like she was really feeling herself, man.
Bro, I was like, nah. If you want to reward him, give him like a bigger piece of like steak or something. Don't,
yeah, the pig.
Yeah, give him like the ears too or something. No, like come on, you think you're good like that? Like you got a big ego, bro. Like
Jesus
in that world,
Christ,
food is everything. Like give him a bigger piece of like pork.
Yeah, the meat or something.
Yeah, and it was just really uncomfortable, and like especially in the Skybound reactions, mad funny to watch because a lot of people were like,
it was so hilarious.
No. Oh hell no!
Did someone walk out in the scene?
I don't know. I think
someone walked.
Michonne,
you know who it was? It was Michonne. She flipped over, right? She flipped over.
I'm pretty sure. She is great. I see some of her reactions, and she's just so energetic about it. She's really
hilarious. Yeah,
her and
I love her.
What's her name? The OG of the Walking Dead.
Katie.
Yeah, them two are like my favorite to watch. Yes. They're like always so energetic, and I absolutely love it.
Yes.
And they always have the funniest things to say. So they're great reactors.
It's like, how do you think of this in the moment? Like sometimes I do say some stupid stuff, but it's like theirs is on a whole nother level. Like it's like, girl, how did you think about this in this moment? Like, and it shows you how funny they are as a true person too.
It's really fun. Yeah. It's I just love watching them. Like I never really watched many reactions before I ended up making them myself.
That's how I am too.
And going into now that I make reactions, I sometimes occasionally drift off to other people and seeing these people, it's just so funny how they just come up with those quick quips or whips or whatever. Yeah,
I think remarks or whatever they're called.
Remarks, yes. It's really funny seeing it. It's cool. It's cool. It's my mind. So it's like, again, I'm looking forward to seeing how the finale goes off. Like,
same. I'm really ready.
The show has been phenomenal so far, and I'm hoping for more. So do you have anything else to say?
I was actually gonna ask you. What are your thoughts on Beta losing his mind? You know how we saw in the 15, how he imagines the walkers talking to him.
That was
and
insane.
everything.
Like he was over here like throwing a party, like they were like the fans, and he's over here like just like enjoying himself, like back in the glory days when he was famous or whatever. And then him ripping the mask, like Alpha being on one side, that's great. Like, I'm like, this dude is absolutely going to kill it. I do not think he is going to die in the finale. I think they're going to stretch it out. Like, I think they're going to stretch it out like they did with Negan. Like, that stretched out for, like, 2 seasons, right? Like we got some of the saviors in season 6. and then that ended at the end of season 8. So I feel like the Whispers are just such a big group like that. I feel as though like we haven't even seen anything yet. Like we thought we seen we thought we seen their horde, bro. Wait till that shit comes at us. Like wait till
exactly.
we saw that wave, that moment where they're having a wave after wave and they're over here fighting off. But like that's nothing compared to like the big blow that they're ready to land. And Beta being as unstable as he is, man, it's making me worried. But like I feel like it's gonna be killer, you know? Like
it's gonna be killer. And he's still alive in the comics, you know. I do a lot of the comic comparisons, and people are like, why are you reading the comics? You're just spoiling yourself. Yeah, kind of, because you kind of know and have an idea of what's going to happen next.
It gives you an insight, you know. It gives you an insight on what's going on. And you
because that's literally what happens in the comics. In the comics, Alpha's dead. Beta takes over. He's bringing the hordes. It's going to cause a big ass mayhem, you know, for everyone. But what they're doing with the show, they're showing you Beta actually losing his freaking marbles, you know, and throwing a concert. Nothing like this happened in the comics. Like, you know, Beta's about to do a horde, but the show's giving you how he got the horde, you know, like showing you his like mindset and how he cuts the mask and everything. Like, he's listening to the voices and everything.
What's
like, this
name?
is something like you don't.
Ryan Hurst.
Ryan Hurst, yeah.
He is absolutely great. Like, just him being like
he's
this
amazing
huge-ass dude. Beta is just killing it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they're gonna do with it.
I actually met him. He's
really?
actually super hilarious. Yeah, I love him. He's like super tall. He's like I'm 5 feet, legit 5, and he's like 6'2". So imagine the height difference
like
in our picture.
Shaq next to Kevin Hart. Yeah,
there's a picture next to Shaq next to Kevin Hart.
Yeah, so
literally that's
funny.
Literally how it was. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. So you got anything else that you want to say before we say peace?
Not really yet. I think we covered it. Oh, wait. The biggest question I have for you. It's kind of like a two-parter. You read the comics, right?
Not all of them, no. I barely started, no.
So you haven't read like 176, I think, and 4 so forth. Okay. So thank God. In the comics, spoiler alert, I think there's 2 people that died during the Whisper War.
That's fine, lay it on me.
Obviously, we're seeing the Whisper War happening in The Walking Dead. Who do you think is going to die in the famous tower scene? You know, like, I don't know if you heard of the tower scene for The Walking Dead.
I haven't, but now I'm a little nervous now.
So, like, okay, so basically in the comics, I'm going to spoil it for you because it's a question that you need to know, and it's about to happen maybe in the finale.
I kind of want to know what I'm talking about during the reaction. So
so in the comics, someone's on the watchtower, basically, which is why I was kind of nervous for episode 15. It's called The Tower. Yeah. No one died, thank God. But someone dies in the tower going down. They fall, and their foot gets tangled on the little ladder where you go up in the tower, the water tower. So Beta comes in and rips their stomach apart, and this is how this person dies. It's a huge comic death.
When is the episode? In episode 15 or 16, you said?
No. It might happen in episode 16. It is the finale, but it happened in the comics. So like,
the tower is episode 16.
No. The tower was 15, but they named it the tower. So when I saw the name, I thought they were going to kill somebody.
Yeah, they had a moment where Alden and Aaron were in the tower. That was the tower,
in the tower.
So, yes. Are one of them the characters?
Not in the comic. Not in the comic.
Like,
so it doesn't. For what I'm seeing, it's got to be someone in the group in the hospital. Someone in the group in the hospital will have that death. In my opinion, someone will have it.
Will happen?
And so I feel like the person that's gonna get that comic book in the comic, the person that dies is Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yeah,
so I don't
spoiler
care.
Like, I don't care.
He dies. So, but from what I am seeing in the show, I don't think it's gonna be Gabriel. No? I feel like it might be the guy with the violins. What's his name?
No. Luke.
What's his name? Luke. Yes, no, I feel like it might be Luke. I don't know why. They never gave him out. They haven't given him out. And then all of a sudden, in the sneak peek, like that extended thing they did after the show, whatever, they give like, you know how it's Gabriel like rushing everyone out or whatever, and all that junk. It was like a trailer. So I feel like it might be Luke because they gave out Luke, and it's like,
no,
they're not gonna kill off Gabriel.
I'm gonna tell you.
So
Yeah, I
who
don't
do you
expect
think might get that
I
death?
don't expect him to kill off Gabriel specifically because they have grown his character into like more of a badass, and I feel like they can do so much more with that. And the fact that we saw him kill Dante, like this dude isn't bugging out. Like,
Iconic,
this
exactly.
dude is crazy. So I feel like they want to give him a little more mileage, you know, before they get rid of his character. I mean, like at first I definitely hated Gabriel, but I'm actually enjoying him a little more because I mean, at first this dude wouldn't even open the doors to the church.
The doors for
He didn't
yeah
even want to watch somebody die. And now this dude's doing it himself. So it's
himself
like,
and taking care of the trash
my guy's
basically.
over here doing like some crazy work, you know. So it's like, yeah, taking out the trash. So it's like it's funny. So it's like I'm hoping he kind of sticks around a little longer. But Luke, like if it's between Luke and Gabriel, I'm sorry, but Gabriel got to catch the boot. I'm sorry.
So you think it's Gabriel getting his comic book death?
No, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna it's gonna have to give me some time to think. I really don't know who it would be. Specifically because we've had we've worked on so many characters in this season. I feel like what's her name? I don't think it would be Magna, but I feel like if it was Magna, it would definitely be a huge toll on Yumiko because especially after them having that fight, and they kind of patched things up before she left, right?
Yeah, and which is why it also gives you the sense that maybe Magna's gonna die because she's already probably bitten.
Yeah.
Because she just appeared out of nowhere, blood covered. You don't know if she got bitten or nothing.
Yeah.
It kind of sends like a goodbye, you know, to Yumiko. So she probably knows she's gonna die. So who knows? Maybe Magna's okay, and like you said, she might get that comic book death.
Now that I know that it might happen, yeah, I'm like, well, and it's the finale. And the last finale, I don't think we had any deaths. We had the calm, which was episode 15, and then the storm, which was episode 16.
We didn't.
So that was season 9. So like we didn't have like a lot of we had a lot of deaths in episode 15.
But the episode 15,
yeah, oh my god, like Enid, Taro, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, therapy costs too much. But we're gonna have to deal with all that stuff, and them not
later.
them not doing all that stuff, and the episode 15 of season 10 was a little relief, but it's gonna be nervous for episode 16. So I guess we'll have to see. I don't know who they would end up killing, but all I know is if it was between Gabriel and Luke, it would definitely I want Luke to stay alive, and Gabriel would have to leave. But I don't know, like the logic, like if we had an actual option, I really don't know. But it definitely have to be someone we care about. And that's scaring me. It could be what's her name? Kelly. Because, I mean, I know she's over here and she's becoming deaf, I'm pretty sure, right? Like, she's her...
Yeah, she's becoming... So it's she's becoming more deaf.
I feel like there could be a time where might even be at the tower, sees Connie in the distance, because Connie hasn't came back yet, has she?
Yeah, she has not.
So, like, say, like, she's standing on the tower and with, like, Alpha's heard like down below, and she ends up like losing her control and getting to the point where she's like Connie, letting Connie know where she is, because of course, and she probably like she ends up falling because obviously Connie's not going to be able to hear her, so Kelly's going to have to like let her know, and it's making me nervous that she might end up falling and we're going to end up seeing Kelly die, which I wouldn't like to see that. But
me neither. I don't want anyone. I hope it's someone like not really.
I don't want anyone.
I mean, everyone is iconic, but it's like. They have to give that comic book death meaning, because it's like saying, like giving it to a background actor and having that death. It doesn't have that same
it's like
feeling you do with the comics.
Exactly, like in the Calm where we saw all these heads on the spikes, didn't start hitting home until we see like Tammy. Kind of it hurt a little bit, but after seeing Enid and thinking it was Rosita,
Tara,
and then they tease it like it was going to be the king, like in the comics, and then it ended up being
Henry.
Exactly, because, I mean, Tara ended up dying instead of Rosita, because they made it sound like Rosita was going to die.
Was the one, yes.
Yeah, because they were, like, you see Gabriel come out, he's like, oh, do you guys know where Rosita is? And I'm like, nah, stop it.
I was like,
Yeah, you think you're funny, you're not funny.
It was Tara, because Tara was my favorite, too. Like,
that threw me off, and I definitely felt bad, but it's hopefully we'll be able to cope with the loss together. But, again, this seems to be it for this fancy little chat of ours, so that's fun. We are planning actually on hopefully if the finale ends up being released for late August, we're gonna be doing this again, right? Talking about the finale.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that, so that should be fun. And they're gonna be
Our
talking
own
about
therapy
it. Yeah.
session.
Our own therapy, even after. I mean, hopefully we can do more collabs like this in the future because it's cool to actually talk to somebody that loves the show as equally as I do. And it's really fun. And I gotta start catching up on the comics. That way we have a little more to talk about it. And so it's definitely a fun chat. Let us know if you want more collabs. Talk to us in the comments. Obviously, on both of our channels, we're posting both of it. Each individually because why not?
Because we gotta have
because why not? And we're gonna be doing another live stream, and hopefully you guys enjoy. We're gonna be talking to you guys soon, and so that should be fun. You got anything else you want to say? Oh yeah, subscribe to Katia. Yeah, check that out.
Oh yeah, and subscribe to Paul. I'm not gonna even try to attempt and ruin the name again. I
gotta insert the clip where you said Busy Byron.
The clip, yeah.
Disrespect, but yeah. So,
Busy Brian, there. Go follow him, please.
Busy Brian.
His content is busy. See, look,
Oh wow!
I hate myself.
Wow. All right, guys.
Busy Braun.
There
you know
we
what?
go.
Let's end it on that note.
Go. See you, man, Busy Braun. Thank you so much for watching. Both of our links are down in the description. Enjoy. See you soon. Peace.
Bye, guys.
I hope you enjoyed REACTORCON. Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Yeah.